This will be my corporate nick, and I'll add another nick called internet. Promote this server to a domain controller. New Forest. Copsoft.com. And with the default setting, we have to build that on-prem environment. It will reboot. Meanwhile, at a backend, I'll try to reset the global admin password. Sysvol NTDS. And it will check basic prerequisite like DNS is ready, password is secure, and then finally it give you a message. Yes, this domain controller is ready to install as a prerequisite. So meanwhile, I'll try to reset the password now. So for that, I'm opening a Google. This is the URL for client side to access myapps.microsoft.com. myapps apps.microsoft.com. This is a URL which is we use to access the client side application, and we'll try to use with a global account. And first time it asks you to reset the password. We need this password while configuring Azure AD Connect. So this is my client side application portal. If any application I assigned, it's available under myapps.microsoft.com. So meanwhile, I'll move back to my domain controller. So typically best practice is you should not install Azure AD Connect on a same machine. So what is the best practice for Azure AD Connect? So Azure AD Connect, typically you need a separate SQL Server. So I'll talk about that design practice as well right now. So if you have 5,000 users in on-prem which you want to sync to the Azure AD, minimum 5,000 and above, Microsoft best practices, you should have a SQL Server on a separate machine. So you need typically two more machines. One is a Azure AD Connect sync service machine, and second is a SQL Server. And whenever you try to connect to install that sync service, it asks you to connect to the database server, and you need to mention the database name and the IP. That always be a best practice. Reason behind is, in case if any trouble comes to the Azure AD Sync service or service crash, at least your database is on a separate machine. You build a new service immediately. It takes 5 minutes, but connected to the same database, it rebuilt your server immediately. That always be a best practice. And if you're not follow, if you say, okay, I don't want to spend that SQL cost, and for the cost perspective, in that case, Microsoft recommends you use a inbuilt database. So when you install that Azure AD Connect Sync service without defining the SQL database, it creates their own database, inbuilt database for 4 GB size Express database, and that Express database supports up to maximum 20,000 objects. So it means if you are using 20,000, if you're planning to sync more than 20,000 objects from on-premises AD to Azure AD, then SQL database is mandatory. And overall, as a best practice for a high resiliency and high availability point of view, we recommend we should have a SQL Server on a separate machine. So this is my domain controller up and running. And first time it asked me to change the password. This is my on-prem. I'll try to create 2 users now under corpsoft.com. New OU. Employees. On-premises user 1. This is my employee. Another one. I'll shut down this machine. Reason is I'm into the Hyper-V environment. I need internet to sync, and we cannot add a switch on a running machine in Hyper-V. That's a Hyper-V drawback. So I'm making a shutdown and try to connect a new switch to get the internet.